everybody. Welcome to Life Stories Podcast, People Helping People. I'm Shara Goswick, your host, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today on the podcast, I speak with Mary Boeker, founder of Queen City Links Ladies. Mary has created a program to help women feel comfortable and confident to get out on the golf course and play. Our word of the week this week
It's the word of the week.
Is knowledge. Mary uses the knowledge that she has from her experience in playing golf to help women feel like they can go out and do it too. You know, she's not trying to make professional golfers. She's not expecting women to be perfect when they're out there playing. She truly wants women to understand the benefits of being out on the golf course with others. And it's so much more than about just the game of golf. What knowledge do you have that you can help somebody in? You know, I heard someone say one time that you only have to be one step ahead of somebody else to help the person that's following you. So what knowledge do you have in an area that you can help somebody else in, that you can encourage them in, or, you know, maybe learn right alongside them like Mary's doing? I encourage you to listen to this podcast and maybe think about how you can help somebody else with the knowledge that you have. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Hi.
How's it going?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
It's going well. Yeah. I'm
deal.
really excited to talk to you today.
I'm excited. My husband was excited because he's a golfer. And
Is he? Okay.
well, I mean, he's not a professional golfer. He
Sure,
loves to
yeah.
play golf.
He likes to play. Mhm.
And he would love it if I would go play with him. And years ago, I went a few times, a handful of times. I'm not good. Like he said I could hit it straight. I just didn't hit it very far. And to me, it's just a lot of work. If it's not something that you're passionate about, it's a lot of work. But also, it's a confidence issue. And I know that's something that's what you do. You help women feel confident to go out because it's great exercise. It's great
It really is.
to be outside. It's, there's a lot of good things about it. So I love what you're doing. And I want you to tell me all about it, why you even got started ever in golf.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That's a compliment. I appreciate that. And my started pretty similar to yours, that you said you tried it a couple times and did not feel like you were very good at it. Kind of, were sort of ambivalent to, okay, this is fine. And that's how it started many years ago. So probably, so first of all, I'm Mary Boeker, and my organization is called Queen City Links Ladies. And I am on a mission to help women find, learn, and enjoy playing golf.
Yeah.
And it started many years ago that I tried golf when I was a professional. After graduating college, working full-time in my first full-time job, I went out with some friends, and mostly guys, after work to try to play golf, and went right on the course. I think I rented clubs. We played 9 holes, and to me, it felt like an eternity. It was not a fun experience. I, really had trouble getting the ball in the air and fight it. And I don't really know what possessed me to try it, but I was in that phase of life where you just kind of go for things and you try things, and never really thought twice about it. And I'm an athlete. Like I love to, I do run. I played field hockey in high school and a little bit in college. And so I'm relatively athletic,
Yeah.
And in 2020, with COVID, just when the world shut down, it was probably the fall of 2020. And I don't really know kind of what made me. It might've been just the media or, people talking about, well, golf is a safe sport because it's not a contact sport. You can be outside and you can still be social. Right.
Yeah.
So I thought, maybe I'd try it again. Maybe I'd give it another whirl. And it was frustrating.
Yeah.
It was frustrating, but I kept seeing more about it and reading about the benefits of it. And I said, like, why not me? Why? This is a sport that I could play the rest of my life. I mean,
Sure.
it really is something you can do into retirement. And so what I kept running into was it was tough to find people to play with. It's you want to be social, right? In addition to being athletic and sporty. So I did have a couple friends, but they eventually they were like, okay, Mary, you know, we don't really have time for this. Like, we like to play golf, but we're not as passionate about it as you. And so really I kind of created Queen City Links Ladies out of my desire to find other women who were passionate about learning and also, you know, wanted to learn. So the first thing that I did was I set up a clinic because I realized how little I knew, but also some of my peers and my friends and my colleagues, as I was talking about it, as I was like getting pretty excited about it, they were like, well, I want to learn too. So I put together a clinic for 8 or 10 of my friends at a local driving range. I had no relationship with, you know, that driving range or that professional. I just kind of called up one that I read good reviews about online. And it was a hit. The night was really fun. People commented how much they learned and how much they enjoyed it. And then one of my colleagues said to me, Mary, you really helped me. You changed my mind about golf. She said, for years, I was a golf widow. My husband would go golf and I would be resentful. I would be home taking care of the house and he would be out drinking, smoking, you know, doing, playing golf. And now you've really helped me see how I can enjoy it too. And I can play too. So, you know, and she said, you could start a business with this because this is really special. And that changed the entire trajectory of the next like 4 years of my life. So that's how I came to have the idea that I could serve more people that were in the same position as me. And I'm still learning. I'm not an expert by any means, but I think that there is a real need for, if you see it, you can be it, right? And I'm just a regular woman who wants to get out there on the course with middle-aged white man energy and play mediocre golf, right? And just be confident and like I own it and not worried about what anybody else is thinking or whether I'm doing it right or, you know, and I think for that, it's information. I think women more so than anything just do not have that stream of information of things like how to read a scorecard and what do you do at the different parts of the golf course and how, you know, which club do you use for what? And some of those things are not even technical in terms of how do you swing the golf club or how do you hit it further. It's really more simple even than that. And that's been kind of my mission.
That's awesome. I love all of that because, you know, you just got to be one step ahead of somebody else, I think, to help somebody. And so I love that you're still learning as you're teaching, you know, these women. Are you working only with local women or do you help people all over?
The events that the in-person events that I put together are just local to Cincinnati. But what I've found through the magic of the internet, social media, and my website and email is that there's, you know, definitely a need outside of Cincinnati. So that's really the inspiration for my blog. And I noticed when I started blogging that at first I just kind of blogged about the ladies league that I'm in because I thought maybe people want to read about what it's like to be in a women's league because there's not very many women's leagues. And some people say like, what is that? You know, I don't know what that is. And some people say, I wish I could participate in the league because then I would actually be playing, you know, more consistently and have friends to play with. So I started just writing about our crazy sock night and the funny scramble that we did mid-season and different things. And I noticed that when I put things in there, like one time I remember the moment that I realized one of the ladies who played in the league, she read my blog and she said, I learned something when I read your blog. And I said, what did you learn? She said, I didn't know that at no extra cost, I could order my golf balls from my favorite golf ball manufacturer and I can have my name written on it or my initials or like they come personalized and it's not any extra than buying them in the store. Right. And a lot of times they give you free shipping too. So, and that's when I realized I'm like, oh, like the things that I know people can benefit from. And so that's when I really started changing some of the some of the messaging and some of the thoughts about what do I write about in terms of
Yeah.
what could be helpful for others instead of what's fun or what I thought was fun this week at League. And
Yeah.
so that's really the path that I've been along. And so I am helping others outside of Cincinnati, although it's not physical events.
Sure.
But I do have some exciting things coming in the next several weeks that
Awesome.
that I think will be really special and really help women create their own clinics and events. And that's what I'm currently working on right now.
That's wonderful. What do you find when people, I mean, whether it's online, somebody finds your site or they find your blog, or it's somebody they're working with, what do you find that the reasoning behind women not wanting to get out and play, or wanting to play but being afraid to? What are a lot of the reasons that they give you?
That's a great question. There's a self-consciousness and anxiety. Am I doing it right?
Mm-hmm.
And just a fear of criticism. And that is definitely, I think, one of the root causes or the reasons for that is that there is a lack of information that's easily digestible, that's served and really speaking directly to them about golf and golf education. A lot of it, there's a ton out there, but
Sure.
a lot of it is catered to, the dominant, demographic of the golf industry, which is men.
Right.
So definitely anxiety, but more so not having anybody else. Like even the people that do want to play are hesitant to get out there because they don't have many other friends to go with. So they're going by themselves. Not only are they self-conscious and nervous about it, but they don't have, sometimes if we share our anxieties or fears, we have someone to, bounce ideas off of or talk to. It just makes that whole experience so much easier. So there's no peers, there's a lack of an easy way to find peers that also want to go after this. And I think just as women, just the wanting to do things the right way or the perfect way, and thinking that if we don't nail it, like, why would we do it? And I really am trying to help shift that paradigm where, you've got to play and you've got to have the experiences and start in order to layer on the gains over time and improve. So if you want to play in retirement and you see yourself in a ladies' league, the time to start is now, even if that's just an hour a month. You can do it. And that's the other thing, to add one more, one more reason is that they think that it takes a long time. And golf does take a long time. It's about, to play 9 holes, 2 to 2.5 hours. To play 18 holes, it's about 4.5 hours. And as women, we don't have a lot of time, or we don't allow ourselves to invest that time in hobbies or things that we want, or things that we might want to explore, or personal skills that we want to hone, achievements that are just ours, right? And I would like to also influence that paradigm, because I'm a mom of 4. I have a full-time job.
You're busy.
I do share. I'm busy. And I didn't learn all this overnight, right? I learned this over the last 4 years, playing in my ladies' league 1 night a week for 2 to 3 hours. And, in my spare time, kind of studying, going online, doing research, talking to people, but physically doing the sport. And I have improved. It's not like you have to set aside so much time. It's like over time, the gains come, even if you can't stop everything you're doing to focus on. And sometimes people want to do that because they think, I'm not that good. But you don't have to be good to enjoy the sport. You don't have to be good, And in fact, a lot of people play bad golf. So many people play bad golf. But you're out in the outdoors, fresh air, with people that are pretty amazing, actually. I mean, playing golf gets you into rooms and gets you seats at tables and connections that you would not otherwise have. And so I think there's so many benefits to it. And really, for me, they're more intrinsic than they are external, but there's fringe benefits too.
Absolutely. So I saw online you offer a lot of resources for people. What all do you offer anybody that's interested on your website?
Oh, thank you. So the first thing, if you're curious about learning to play golf and you really have not played before, have no exposure to the sport, I have put together a beginner checklist. Golf is pretty complicated. There's a lot to it, but as a beginner, I put together what I would have wanted to know, or what I think beginners really need to know to just to start, to get to the driving range, to take a lesson. I talk to women that I see comments on social, and I talk to women that say, what do I need to know so I don't embarrass myself in my first lesson?
Right.
And so there's really even that anxiety to get in front of a professional because there's such a lack of knowledge. So if you download my beginner checklist, you'll have everything that you need to get started. And it goes over, what are the clubs, what equipment you need and don't need. There's things that you might think you need, but you don't need it yet as a beginner. It'll give you some general terminology, scoring, like a couple of scoring terms that you really need to know, a couple of, it actually has a pictorial view of a hole in the golf course and tells you, which areas you're supposed to do what activities. So it's only 2 pages. It's a quick read. And at the end, it gives you just a few things. Okay, now that you've read that, here's a couple things to go do next if you want to continue your journey. So that can be at my website. It's queencitylynxladies.com/beginner checklist.
Awesome. That is awesome. So if somebody's listening and they've been thinking about wanting to play golf, what could you tell them? Just one thing that would encourage somebody to just take that next step.
When you visualize your life as it is today and what you want in your future, I think golf can give you, these goals to work towards, right? I think that we're always our best selves when we're really working towards something. And if, a lot of times when you figure something out new, you're like, it's just so exciting, something new. So I would encourage you, any listeners who sort of feel like, I know I talk to a lot of people who feel like sometimes they're in a little bit of a doldrum or a hump, just a boring part of life. And finding that spark, finding something to ignite you and ignite your passion. If you're looking for something like that, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to come naturally to you overnight, but it will come. It will come. Sure. And it gives you physical activity. It gives you personal skill development, personal achievement. It gives you connections that you would never, you never would have. Some of the ladies that I know in my golf league are the most amazing people. Wow. There's a woman who owns one of the local restaurants. There's the mayor of the town.
Oh my goodness.
Next to us is in our golf league. My partner, who she is an amazing woman. She also had 4 kids. She's retired, and she is the most wonderful person to me. So I think that's what I would say. If someone's curious, like, it's possible. It takes time, and it's not easy. So I won't lie about that. But I'm definitely here to cheer people on if they're getting into golf for the first time. And that's what I want for the world. If you want to, follow along on the journey that I'm on, love to have people read and listen and let me know what their needs are so that I can serve them better on the journey.
That's awesome. So what are you loving about what you're doing, but the people that you've been able to meet and help, and what are you loving about that?
The thing that I love most is when I can help solve a problem or answer a question with knowledge that seems natural or second nature to me now, because I always think back and I think, I remember when I was wondering that a couple of years ago. I had the same question. And then I get really inspired and excited because I'm like, I can put together another guide just for this little area, because that's a whole rabbit hole to go down. And I think that's what I what really excites me. And the fact that like the people that I meet in so I started this in person. The events were all in person. And when you engage with people in person, it's obviously it's the most real, the most wonderful thing.
Right.
But then online, like I get similar questions, engagement, and I realize, this is a lot broader than just Cincinnati. And so those two things excite me. When I can solve a problem, answer a question, and it's second nature to me now. And then that helps me also empower and encourage others, because there's a lot of women out there who do know how to play, who know a lot about the sport. They just they haven't prioritized it. They don't have a peer group that is participating in golf, but they probably have a little bit of capacity to do something bigger, to organize a clinic, organize a league, organize a driving range meetup. And they also have the ability to impact so many people through that. And so that's really what's kind of coming in the next couple of weeks and months, is resources to help women in their own communities.
That's great.
I have a great framework that I'm putting together that'll be launched in March that helps women put together a league, and defining a league differently, because it doesn't have to be 2.5, 3 hours every week.
Right.
It can be once a month. It can be once every other week. It can be a short par 3 course. It can be a full length course with a alternate routing, so that you don't have to spend so much time. I mean, there's so many ways to get creative.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that too, because I think the key is in getting out to play.
Yeah.
Just getting out there. And so if we can find ways to for the women themselves to determine, what's my really how much time can I devote to this if I really want to do it, where can I make time? There's actually a 4-part framework to discovering what's your ideal golf league. What is the ideal situation for you to get out and play more? And it has to do with your availability, the proximity, obviously, of courses that are closest to you and what those courses look like, and how competitive do you want to be?
Right.
Some more than others. But a lot of people that I meet don't want to, I don't even want to keep score. I just want to see if I can hit the ball. Your level of competitiveness, and your level of your desire to learn, right? So some leagues are more instructional leagues.
Yeah.
And some are less instruction, more just do. So those 4 things, I'm getting ready to put a framework out for that, so that women can really think through what would be the ideal league for me. And then from there, figuring out how to make it happen. Because, it's not as hard as you think.
Yeah. So you are in Ohio. Do you have, I don't know how much it snows up there. I know it's way colder there than it is in here because I'm in Texas. So do you have a portion of the year where golf is just out of the question?
In fact, right now we have 12 inches of snow on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
We are in the middle of a huge snowstorm.
Oh my goodness.
So right now it's not possible to play outdoors today.
Yeah.
But generally the winters in Ohio are a bit more mild than this. I think this is one of the biggest storms right now that we've had in a while. But I'm sure you've heard of Topgolf.
Oh yeah, love Topgolf.
Yeah, that's a big brand, right? They have venues in every major city, and they're expanding, I'm sure. So funny enough, I think with the rise of Topgolf and other ventures that have made some cool, kitschy, there's Pop Stroke that Tiger Woods has and things like that. So with the advent of that has actually had a ripple effect. And now there are so many indoor golf simulators opening up.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've seen those in where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband would like one.
He would like one in his
yes.
Well, there's almost no need anymore to really have one in your house, because just in Cincinnati alone, there's at least 10 that I can name.
Oh wow.
Off the top of my head, of these little, it's maybe 3 or 4 bays.
Yeah.
One of them that I go to has 8 bays. And so with the simulators, the advent of the simulator, you actually don't need to have one in your house because you can just be a member
Yeah.
and sign up for, a tea time anytime. So that's actually how I had been doing the first couple of years. I just did standalone events.
Mm-hmm.
So we would do a clinic, short game. Maybe we would work on putting. I'd find a golf course and a golf instructor, and 10 or 12 of us would get together and we'd do a clinic. And we did driving range meetups. Those are fun. You just go to the driving range.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of women take over the driving range. It's the guys are always doing the double and triple takes. Like, what? Yeah. Oh my God. Because they never see women there.
That's funny.
So those were the standalone events. And then when it came to be winter, I actually found one of the indoor simulators, and I said, can we do a league? And they said yes. And I'm like, all right, this is great. So,
that's awesome.
So yes, we have an indoor simulator golf league that runs. I have a fall session and a winter session. The winter session starts next week, and that's actually super low maintenance, easy to put together.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to do tee times. You all start at the same time. You all play the same course, and that's actually probably the simplest and easiest way to start a league, and least intimidating, because you're not really out on the course. Nobody's waiting on you. You're not trying to keep up with anybody in front of you. Your friends are right there with you in the bay. You can snack, you can have drinks. A lot of these places are BYOB. And so the golf league, the indoor simulator, that will be for sure in my training course about, how to start a league, because that's like the lowest barrier to entry, like the lowest threshold that you have to cross in terms of organizing and the complexities of things to think about when organizing a league. And it's so much fun too. It's not exactly the same as being outdoors. I'll give people that, but I love playing the simulator in a league. It is so much fun. And I look forward to that time to see those ladies every week and catch up with what's going on. And
that's great. Is there anything that I didn't ask you about that you want to, I will make sure and have all your information when I post your website and all your stuff, so people know how to find you and get help.
Yeah, I think, thank you so much. QueenCityLinksLadies.com. Mm-hmm. And if you're thinking about, trying golf for the first time, it's QueenCityLinksLadies.com/beginner checklist.
Okay.
And the other thing I'll leave you with is that I do have something really big coming. So if you are already playing and, pretty comfortable getting out on your own, but really looking for playing partners. And I mean, even if you're new and you're looking to maybe form a newbie league, this could be for you too. So if you have a little spark of maybe I could coordinate something, I have something really special that's coming. And so you'll go to QueenCityLinksLadies.com/waitlist.
Okay.
And if you get on that wait list, you'll be the first to be notified about this upcoming training that I have. I have a great framework, and I'm getting all the materials ready and launching it in March. And I am so excited about it because I really think this is my, passion, or my true work, or my true purpose is to help inspire this creation of community around golf for women and empower others to do it themselves, because I don't think that the courses aren't going to go create these ladies leagues for us, right? We have to demand it.
Right.
But we don't have to be so pushy about it, but there are people who want to do it, and there are people who will join you, and it might take, a season to get all the kinks worked out, but you'll get it worked out, and you will have these amazing experiences. You will be looking back, not regretting, and not even be able to imagine your life without the people that you've connected with and the community that you have built.
Yeah, so I believe it. That is wonderful. Well, thank you so much for talking to me and sharing all of this. I'm excited. My husband's going to be thrilled when I tell him about it.
It was such a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I am just honored that, that you would have me on, and just very excited for what's to come. So
sure. Well, I want you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay warm.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.